Hello musici, let's start our journey with the Graduale de Tempore. This is the Graduale de Tempore, so this is the gradual which contains the chant of the Mass. And since the Advent has started, not only in the Brazilian Rite, because we started 2 weeks before, because Milano is always ahead, of course, I want to see if I can keep the pace with all the liturgical year, and this year studying with you all the chants of the Graduale de Tempore. So not the Graduale de Sanctis, maybe that one next year, because there are a lot of things. So we have a lot of things to do about Cantus Firmus in the years. And it will be useful for solmization, for identifying the tones and modes of Gregorian chant, but Gregorian chant of the Renaissance, so not Gregorian chant in general, Gregorian chant of the Renaissance, so not as it is taught in modern Gregorian chant schools or courses, because we focus on the Cantus Firmus tradition. Then, all the things I'm going to show you, explain, they are all the things you can learn in the Renaissance path of the Musicus Practicus Academy, where, for the moment, there are 4 levels: the Solmization, Cantus Firmus with explanation of all the chants, the tones, imperfection, perfections, mixtion, commixion, regular, irregular tones, the ethos and the affect of each tonus, and much more things. Go and discover all the contents and the curriculum of these courses, because they are very high level. In the comments you can find all the links. And this is the Graduale that I scanned, because the Graduale de Tempore is impossible to find it online, of the Editio Medici, so the edition prepared by Palestrina. Then he didn't finish it because he died, but the edition, let's say, started by Palestrina himself. So this is the perfect, let's say, the perfect edition if you want to study Renaissance Gregorian chant. And then connect this to polyphony. To download this, in the Musicus Practicus Academy, in the 3 levels, in the Renaissance path, there is a folder called MPA Extra. There you'll find Graduale de Tempore with a link where you can download this book. By the way, in the description there is the link, if you are not in the Musicus Practicus, in the MPA 3 levels, where you can register your account and download this PDF. Okay, so Dominica Prima Adventus has passed the last Sunday, or rather this week. Let's study the Introitus. Tonus perfectus and imperfectus, tonus authenticus and plagalis, tonus mixtus and commixtus. Learn the art of Cantus Firmus, the sacred chant of the Catholic Church, and everything a Musicus Practicus of the Renaissance had to know about Gregorian chant and its modality. Cantus Firmus is the 2nd level of the Musicus Practicus Renaissance path. Go to this link to explore the course content and start with the 3 levels. Then choose how to continue with the path that suits you best. Learn the art of music as if you had lived in the Renaissance. Okay, so Dominica Prima Adventus has passed the last Sunday, or rather this week. Let's study the Introitus. For each Mass, and in the chapter 1 of Cantus Firmus level, we study the liturgy, at least the very basic of the liturgy of Renaissance liturgy. And the very first chant of the Mass is the Introitus. In the Introitus, then we have the Graduale, then we have the Alleluia, as you can see, then we have the Offertorium, then we have the Communium, this one, Coio with that little symbol. It's a little M, means communio, an abbreviation, Latin abbreviation. Okay, and so in this video we study the Televavi. Then we could even study all these chants. They're not so long. But study what? What do we mean with study? We mean the solmization, we mean the text, we mean the modality. The main focus for us is the modality, which means identifying what kind of tonus is this, why and how. Then what all the other elements, for example, the mixtio, the commixtio, all these things. Let's start and you see. I use a lot of technical language, of course. Okay, first of all, we have the text of the Introitus. Ad te levavi animam meam, Deus meus in te confido. Non erubesca neque irrideat me inimici mei, et enim universi qui te expectat non confundentur. Of course, this is Latin, so if you're not used to speak Latin, it's very important to make the division of the syllables. Ad, this is the first A, yeah? It's not d, te, it's ad, te. Te, te, very Milanese, te. Ad te, le. That's a vi, le, va, vi. A, ni, mam, that's an M. Me, am. Deus, meus, in te confido. Non erube scant, neque irrideant me, I, single syllable, I, ni, mi, mici mei. Etenim, nim, u, ni, there's a V, ver, si, universi, qui te expect, tant. Non confundentur. Okay, and then there is a psalm. Vias tuas, so vias tuas, Domine, demonstra mihi. We can sing because mihi is strange in singing, so we can say mihi, like a K. Et in Latin, in ecclesiastical Latin. Et semitas tuas edoce me. Edoce is one word. And then Gloria Patri et Filio Spiritui Sancto, but let's do it. Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui. Pay attention, Spiritui, no, Spiritui. 2 syllables. Sancto. Sicut erat, in principio et nunc et semper et in saecula saeculorum. Amen. This is the syllable subdivision. Okay, and now let's start by singing the antiphon, because the Introitus is composed with an antiphon, verse from a psalm, Gloria Patri, and then antiphon from the beginning. It's very fun that it's written here, Joseph Rippel, Foundation of Musical Composition. By the way, here in the overlay, I'll cut it out later. I'll put another writing, don't worry. You didn't see anything, because it's here, there's still written Joseph Rippel, but this is not Joseph Rippel. Okay, first reading with solmization syllable. This is going to be a 7th tonus, yes, come on, an octavus tonus, so we can read it as written. Then we'll see why octavus for the moment. So we don't need any transposition. G sol re ut, at least a step down we can do, but let's say G sol re ut, sol ut sol. Then let's sing it with a little tactus, because we need it. Sol, fa, sol, la, sol, sol, ut, fa, la, sol, fa, sol, la, sol, fa, re, fa, sol, fa, sol, la, sol, fa, la, sol, fa, la, sol, la, fa, sol, la, sol. fa, sol, sol, re, fa, sol, re, ut, re, la, fa, la, sol. And then there is a psalm, which is a psalm of the 8th tonus, Cantus Firmus course, chapter 5, all the psalm tones. Now, let's sing it with the text. The first note and the last two notes can be a little longer, and we'll add the long short syllable according to the text. So, ad televavi. This is a breath, so a little breath. Anima. Do you see that ni is short syllable? Anima. So this can be a little short, like long and short. So animam me. Why this? Because there is the proparoxyton word like dominus, animam. And so we can do longa brevis in this perfect way of performing Cantus Firmus. Yes, we can do it, and we should do it. So animam, and this is written in ligature, so you change the syllable when the ligature is broken, after the ligature. You see, a goes here, ni here, mam, this is a ligature, so mam is one syllable. Me, and then am goes here. Good. So again, ad televavi animam meam Deus meus in te confido, non erubescam, neque irrideant me inimici mei. Now I will highlight this. La fa, la fa. Then and there's another thing which is quite outstanding. I mean, it's broken within two words, so I won't consider this. Let's see. No, this is not moving higher, so fa, la, sol, la, fa. Let's see. No, let's see this later if it happens again. Then etenim, fa, etenim, 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 universi, qui te expectant, non confundentur. So why did I highlight this? Because we have a descending diapente, which is the third species of the diapente in the descending direction. So we could have a commixtion with the sextus tonus, the sixth tonus. But since it appears only one time, it's true that it happens fa, la, sol, la, fa, fa, la, sol, la, fa, fa, la, sol, la, fa, non erube cantum inici me, mici mei. It evokes the sextus tonus, but you know, this is not so direct, so it appears 3 times. We have to see if it can create the commixtio with the sextus tonus, the commixtio imperfecta major in that case. Why not? It could be, eh? Okay, then the psalm. Vias tuas Domine. This is written with a longa because it takes a long syllable. Domine. Domine demonstra mihi et semitas long, short. Tua sedoce me. Now, Gloria Patri. Gloria, even here, glo, long, short. Gloria Patri et Filio, long, short. Et spiritui. The word is spiritui with long and short. So spiritui sancto sicut erat. Notice that Gloria Patri et Filio Spiritui Sancto, it's repeated with the same notes in the new verse, sicut erat in principio et nunc et semper. And because here we have only one syllable, we have the ligatura, the ligature. Remember that they are 3 notes, 1, 2, and 3, and then 4, okay? But 1, 2, and 3, as you can see, and here is broken because we have 2 syllables. Si, cut. Cut is only 1 syllable, cut. Then glo takes all of this, and then ria. Here, because we have erat, so is adjusting these things with according to the text, but the melody is the same. Even here we have 2 notes, 2 syllables, et spi, while here et nunc, because nunc goes after because of the accent, nunc et semper. So there's a ligatura, which means the same 2 notes we had before, but on 1 syllable, et. So you change the syllable when you change the ligatures. Sicut erat in principio et nunc et semper et in saecula saeculorum. Amen. Longa to indicate that the penultimate note should be made as should be sung as longa. Otherwise, he would have written just a single brevis. Amen. Quo finitur repetitur ad te levavi, usque ad psalmum. So here. No. Ab psalmum. So up to this point. Hic modus repetendi, so which means when you finish the now repeat from the beginning up to the psalm, excluded of course. Hic modus repetendi introitus servatur per totum annum, cum dicitur gloria patri post introitum, etiam in festis duplicibus. So you'll do this way through all the years, the liturgic year, and when there is the gloria patri after the introitus. Okay, after the psalm, the gloria. Good. Even in feste doppie, in duplex fixed, festis duplicibus. So, if we have to judge this chants, our purpose is not the performance, because otherwise we take too much to read the entire book. Because here you can see the PDF, which are 600 pages, but the book is very high. We could say this is an eighth tonus. Now, let's analyze this tonus. Because it's plagalis, is arriving on C sol fa ut. Is it perfectus or imperfectus? So the highest note is D sol re, right? Yes. So we have the descending species, sol fa mi re ut, but the lowest note is F fa ut, fa mi re, sol fa mi re. So we have the complete species diapente of this tonus, the eighth tonus, sol fa mi re ut, the fourth species of the diapente, and so let's say the fourth species of the diapente, and the first species of the diatessaron, sol fa mi re, is incomplete. So the first species of the diatessaron, which is the fourth, is incomplete. And this is a tonus plagalis, so the subdivision of the octave of the diapason is the arithmetic, not the harmonic subdivision. Harmonic 5 diapente cum diatessaron, arithmetic diatessaron cum diapente, the opposite. But then all these things are clearly explained in the Cantus Firmus level, so I won't repeat all these things all the time, so because otherwise we take every time 15 minutes only to refresh these things. Too much. For every chant, no, it's too much. Go there and study. So yes, but the diatessaron is not complete, which means that this is seventh tonus, imperfectus. The point is that in the antiphon, for certainly one time, it appears the descending species, which is the third species of the diapente, fa la la fa, the one which is semi-uncompound, the semi-compound, or sometimes called imperfect compound, because it's not fa mi la sol fa, and it's not fa fa, but fa la fa. And other times it appears this way, other two times actually, fa la sol, sol la fa, sol la sol, bescat. I don't know, because we should have two major species, which are the fifth diapente, in order to have the commixture with the sixth tonus. Let's think it again. Let's see if it creates an effect of the seventh tonus, but of the sixth tonus. But I wouldn't consider this commixtus. Fa la sol la fa sol sol la sol fa la sol sol la fa sol fa re fa fa sol fa fa ud re ud fa sa sol fa la sol sol la fa sol la sol. No, because it's arriving with a lot of delay, so I won't say this is a commixtus. Okay, then we have the next chant, the graduale. What does a la mi re mean? It means that the note A is La in the natural hexachord based on C ut, Ce ut. Mi in the soft hexachord based on F ut, and Re in the hard hexachord based on G ut. 7 letters, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 6 syllables, ut, re, mi, fa, sol, la, and 20 positions on the great scale. Learn to read music through hexachords, just like a true Musicus Practicus of the Renaissance and the Baroque. Click the link and explore the Hexachordal Solmization course and learn music as if you had lived in the Renaissance or in the Baroque. Then we have the next chant, the Graduale. Let's see the text, the Graduale, with the text of the Graduale followed by one verse, okay, only one. U, ni, ver, si, qui, te, ex, pectant, non, con, fun, den, tur, do, mi, ne. And then the verse, which is vias tuas domine notas fac mihi et semitas tuas e doce me. Okay, let's sing it with solmization. So that's an F faute clef, fa mi re, 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 fa sol fa re, re, ut, fa sol la sol la mi fa sol fa ut, re fa sol mi fa sol fa re mi re ut, re mi fa re. And then the little verse, re la re ut re re la sol la fa sol la re sol fa re fa sol re fa la sol la fa sol fa re mi fa re fa la sol la sol fa re ut re mi fa re. So if we consider only the graduale, the antiphon, we would say that this is, so up to this point, this melody, the graduale, is a first tonus because it finishes on de sol re, imperfectus because it arrives only to the diapente, the first species of the diapente, re mi fa sol la, imperfectus, mixtus, imperfectus with the second tonus because it touches the sub finalis, mixtus, imperfectus with the second tonus. And because the sub finalis is used with the first imperfect tonus, so we consider the mixtion. If we consider the second part too, we see that we have the entire the tonus perfectus in the verse, arriving to de la sol re, with the two clear ascending species of the first tonus, re mi fa sol la, first species of the diapente, re mi fa sol, first species of the diatessaron. What does it mean? It means that in that case we have a tonus perfectus, and if we count even this, the subfinalis usually is not counted as a mixtion if the tonus is perfectus. So we could say that this is the first tonus imperfectus if we look at the entire chant. So the gradual plus the versed. Okay, now, Alleluia.
Ligatures, mensurations, modus, tempus, and prolazio. Proportions, segni contrassegni, tactus, and color. No modern transcriptions, only historical scores. Learn to read white mensural notation without relying on any transcription, but directly from the Renaissance, directly from the original sources. Click the link and discover Cantus Figuratus, the third level of the Musicus Practicus Renaissance path, and learn to read music as if you had lived in the Renaissance.
Okay, now, Alleluia. Let's sing it. Ut re, fa, mi, re, fa, sol, fa, re, ut. Ut re, fa, mi, re, fa, sol, fa, re, ut. Fa, sol, fa, re, fa, la, sol, la, fa, la, sol. That's a very short Alleluia. So, because it's a very short Alleluia, if we consider this Alleluia, only one diapente belonging to another tonus, like I found it, what is it? Sol, fa, la, fa, la, sol, fa. Could create the commixtion, but it's ending on gesso re ut. Sol, fa, la, sol, fa, sol, la, sol, fa. Ah, fa, re, fa. only one can make the commixtion with the fifth tonus in that case, if we consider the simple Alleluia, because it's a very short chant. So we could say that the Alleluia has the commixtion with the fifth tonus. Why? Because usually for the commixtion major, we need 2 diapentes, unless the chant is very short. In that case, only 1 diapente can be enough. This is only 1 line chant, so can be enough. Then let's sing the verset, Ostende nobis Domine. Ut fa fa mi sol fa. Now that's very interesting because the intonatio reaches the sol re. Usually, not always, when a chant reaches the che sol fa, the de sol re at the beginning, in the first before the first breath, it's considered 7th tonus. We still don't know this. We have to see how it's going to be the rest of the chant. But it can be or 7th or 8th tonus. According to what we can see here, at the end seems an 8th tonus, because yes, it's staying in the major part, in the lower part. But let's see the entire chant, even the verset. Ut fa fa mi sol fa fa mi fa sol fa re mi fa mi re fa la. Diapente spotted. First species. Re fa la sol fa mi fa re ut mi fa re ut re ut re ut fa mi re fa sol la fa. Then mi re la sol fa re fa, 5th tonus. Fa mi re mi fa re ut. So we have 2 diapentes of the diapente of the 3rd species. So we could define, we can definitively say we have the commixtio imperfecta major. So commixtio imperfecta major with the 5th tonus, because it's the ascending species of the 3rd species of the diapente. This is. Then only 1 diapente is not enough to make any commixtion. Is this octavus tonus? I would say definitively yes, octavus tonus, because it is still insisting a lot on che sol fa ut, the recital. And if we consider the extension, judging even this chant from the corda media, the mean note of the diapente, the main diapente, which is ut re mi fa sol, since the finalis is on ge sol re ut, as you can see. Let's do it here. Let's take the Alleluia. No, this is the Graduale. Wait a moment. Where is Alleluia? Here. If we consider this diapente, we have tonus and tonus, and we have semitonus. So let's use another color for the highest part, green, blue, semitonus, mi fa and tonus. Then we go up to E, so tonus, because there is an E in the second part appearing only 1 time, but it goes much more frequently down to F, which is another tonus. As you can see, the lower part of the diapente is bigger, so we consider this plagalis, so 8th tonus more than 7th. All of these, of course, after considering all the other elements, okay? Because judging a tonus from the mean note, from the corda media, it's a good technique, but the last technique you have to use in order to judge a tonus. Perfect. So we could say that this is an octavus tonus. How? Octavus tonus perfectus? No, because it lacks, as you can see, so of 2 notes. So octavus tonus imperfectus, but it arrives up to E la mi, which belongs to the 7th tonus, to the re mi fa sol species of the 7th tonus. So this is octavus tonus imperfectus, but it is mixtus imperfectus with the seventh, of course, because the mixtio always happens between the authenticus and is plagalis, or with the plagalis and is authenticus, and it has the commixtio imperfecta. Why imperfecta? Because it doesn't enlarge the ambitus, it remains in the same ambitus with the fifth tonus, because major, because the diapente of the fifth tonus, fa re fa, appears 2 times this way. One time here, and no, this is the other one, the 2 green one here and one here. Good. Now we have the offertorium and the communio, the last 2 chants. But let's see, because now it's going to be late and I have other things to do. Let's stop here. We'll do the other things tomorrow.
If you had been born in the time of Palestrina, Josquin or Lassus, one of the very first things you would have studied as a musicus practicus of the Renaissance was Cantus Firmus, the sacred chant of the Roman Catholic Church in all its aspects. You would have learned to recognize and identify the 8 ecclesiastical tones: tonus perfectus and imperfectus, tonus authenticus and plagalis, tonus regularis and irregularis. You would have studied the mixtio perfecta and imperfecta, a tonus authenticus participating in its plagalis or a plagalis participating in its authenticus. You would have perceived both commixtio perfecta and imperfecta, as well as the major, minor, and mixta commixtio. You would have explored the effects that each tonus has on the mind, how it shapes the soul, which is the tonus of piety, of death, of lamentation, and their relations to the planets in the ancient harmony of the spheres. All of these and much more you can now study in the second level of the Musicus Practicus Renaissance Path, entirely dedicated to Cantus Firmus. Click the link, explore the content of this course, and begin with the free level you can find on the Musicus Practicus Academy free. Then choose the complete path that suits you best and learn the art of 16th century music as if you had lived in the Renaissance.